Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Patricia, you hit it right on the head. Actually, what I had for lunch, so that you know that, I had my New Plus chocolate shake that I have. It's my nutritional shake that I have in the afternoon for lunch. And it was yummy. I used cocoa in it. Okay. And boy, did you say it. It's funny. We think alike because you said so much happening. Where do we start? That was going to be where I started this thing. Because normally I go in at the last minute and I try and refresh whatever's happening. But I have so much on my list today of stuff that's happening. They're quick, down and dirty bites, so it's not bad. But it looks like we lost a bunch of people. Where'd you guys go? Did I lose you? Tell me you're there. I got to look at two dates: Lionsgate and anniversary. 8/8. 8/8. Who's Hi Patricia. We got Patricia. Are you and I the only ones? Did we lose Dan and Mark? They were here for a while. There we go. We got more on. Okay. Yeah, so let me write this down from Jen. 8/8. Lionsgate. Gate. I'll have to look up on Q about that. And anniversary. In fact, I'll do that while we're waiting for a few, because I see some people are popping in and out of Mar-a-Lago. 4547 equals 911. Oh boy, we got a numerical person here. 45. Oh, I see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you're right. 911. 45-47 equals 911. That's cool. Where'd you hear that at? Okay. Oh, it's your daughter's birthday today. Happy birthday to your daughter. Where's she at? Tell her happy birthday. Did mom make something good? Yeah? All right. Let's see. I finally got, hopefully, Helen Wheels and I are going to meet up next week. I finally found her email address, so hopefully she has that. Let's see. All right. Yep, there's Dan. There's Dan. Happy birthday there, he says. Okay. 8/8. Oh yeah, 8/8. Oh, that's her birthday tomorrow. 8/8. Wow. 8/8. Let me while we're on there, I'm just going to take a quick thing here. I'll share my screen with you so you guys can see. Hold on, let me get it on here. Before we get to today's things that I've marked down here, let's go to this. And let's see if we have anything about 8/8. All right, so we're going to put up here August 8th. There was not one post on August 8th. That is quite strange. I mean, there are days, but I would have thought that one would have definitely. Let's go down to around August, September. Yeah, there's August 26th, 20th, 13th, 20. Oh, sorry. Oh, look at this, guys. This is a little strange. So May 20th, there was nothing for almost a month, to June 13th, July 1st. Every 2 weeks he was going it then, or they were going. July 19th was a busy one. And then nothing until August 17th. Okay, so August isn't it, but there are always other things too. You just check something here, 8/8. Yeah, there's some 8/8 stuff. That's in there. I don't know why this one's hitting here. Holy crap. And right on cue at 1:29 p.m., John Durham made a statement saying he disagrees with the findings of the IG's report. What was released precisely at 1:29, exact time of Durham's date, and think Q Durham's start date. Coincidence? Having fun yet? I don't know. I have to think about that one, guys. Okay, so I don't know how many people we have on. There's some things here everywhere. I'll have to go. They're not easy to just pick up and run through. How we doing? All right, now we got a few more people on there. Okay, I know. I love those numbers too. 88, huh? Should we? Oh, 8878. I see. Wow. 8888 would have been even better, but she's 6 years younger than my daughter. She was born in 73. All right, so are we ready to start here, guys? Let's start. Take a look here and see what we got. All right, the big one is, let me make sure I got that off the other screen. Do I? No. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. All right, now, the big thing, of course, that we have to know about is Anthony Fauci. The Senate Homeland Security Committee voted 8-5 to hold Fauci in contempt over his 111 times of, under the advice of my counsel, I claim my Fifth Amendment on the 29th, July 29th hearing on COVID. Here's the thing, guys. Criminal contempt of Congress is a federal misdemeanor, okay? Even if holding him in contempt and the DOJ, they could have referred this to the DOJ at any time. They didn't need to have this contempt thing to refer this guy to DOJ. In fact, there's already numerous investigations on him, I'm sure. And so this is all an exercise, guys. What was it? I looked it up, and I think the penalty, yeah, here we go. So criminal contempt is a federal misdemeanor. The penalties include fines and up to 1 year in prison. So there's more than this contempt thing to Fauci. Mark my words. What we always would use depositions and questioning like that for is evidence. You know, you get them to admit something, you get them to lie. That's the whole goal, is to get them to lie basically under oath. And there's more than lying under oath, but that always colors everything right off the bat that you're a liar. So let me close this one out here because we don't have that one. So this is a ticket for this guy, okay? It's a parking ticket. It's not even a speeding ticket for this whole contempt thing, and he knows it. It's what's going to happen afterwards. If he's put in jail, I highly doubt that. I'll be shocked if he's put in jail. Rand Paul has said that he intends to refer the committee resolution to the Department of Justice, which bypasses, listen to this hullabaloo. Normally, after they've got this contempt thing, right? Then they're supposed to go through and bypass, they're supposed to have a full Senate vote then that would likely face a 60-vote threshold. And that's not going to happen. So what he's saying is he's going to bypass that and refer it directly to the DOJ, which, of course, anybody can refer anything to the DOJ anytime they want. So without all this hoopla, you know, it's just kind of crazy. So this, to me, is an awakening thing. Once the Speaker of the House certifies the statement of facts to the appropriate U.S. attorney, then he must bring the matter before a grand jury. So he must. This moves this into a forced bringing it before the grand jury thing if he refers it to the DOJ. And like I said, normally that faces a full 60-vote threshold, but he's recommending it anyway. So the only thing that they must bring before a grand jury is the contempt charges, misdemeanor contempt charges, nothing else. That doesn't force a grand jury and anything else, which seems like a total waste of resources and time. I think this is more about awakening, about people getting angry, disappointed, screaming to put this guy in jail. That's what this whole exercise in Congress was all about, guys. Just awakening people up. Hey, Happy, good to see you. Look at his little angel. When does a bird sing? Yeah, they're all singing. They're all singing. What is the answer to that one? I'm sure Q said it somewhere. No, they always ask questions. When does a bird sing? in the morning due to a phenomenon known as dawn chorus. Huh. So most of them sing in the morning, I guess. I don't know. Don't repeat. You want the deep secrets. What do you want, Mark? What do you want? Okay, so here, these aren't deep secrets. And if they're deep secrets, what makes you think that we have them? All we have is analysis. Okay, so let's take a look. I know Fauci is kind of old news, isn't he? All right, so, okay, here's President Trump signed 2 executive orders on 2 days ago. Oh, no, yesterday, to narrow the birthright citizenship. You'll remember that the Supreme Court on June 30th ruled to uphold these anchor babies with 14th Amendment protections. Basically, they invalidated President Trump's executive order of January 20th, 2025. That's how long it's been, a year and a half. And they invalidated that order, executive order by the President of the United States. And they decided that the Supreme Court held that children born in the United States of parents who are unlawfully or temporarily present are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States and are therefore citizens at birth under the Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment. Now, here's the thing. Trump's original order, it wasn't that broad. It directed federal agencies to not recognize birthright citizenship for children born after February 19th, 2025. So it had nothing to do with the old kids. Everybody that's here, that's 40 years old, that was born here as an anchor baby, it didn't touch them. So I thought that was more than fair. But it only applied in 2 situations in the future also. That the mother was unlawfully present and the father was not a U.S. citizen or even a permanent resident. So like my husband, not that this is ever going to happen, right? But Tim is a permanent resident. We haven't gone because of money, actually, for his citizenship. And he's been afraid he's going to fail, which I don't think he is. But he wants to do it under Trump anyway, and that's why he didn't do it. But he's a permanent citizen, a permanent resident, not a citizen. Now, even though he's not a citizen, if I were illegal and non-lawful permanent, yeah, and he were a permanent resident, then it looks like our anchor baby would have worked. So if one person was even a permanent resident, the anchor baby could have stayed according to Trump's original order. Also, the mother was lawfully but temporarily on a visa, and the father wasn't a citizen. So they could even drop anchor babies if they were permanent residents, which is not a citizenship. It's just the right to stay here, a visa that goes for 10 years. They were allowed to drop an anchor baby, and the mother was lawful but temporary. So under that whole temporary thing, then those anchor babies applied. And they shot it down. Now, these new executive orders that Trump has directs agencies to deny citizen recognition in cases involving parents who are alien enemies, terrorists, foreign government officials with immunity, which never have been allowed. The Supreme Court agreed that ambassadors cannot drop anchor babies, or if they were involved in paid birth tourism surrogacy, while also restricting visas for birth tourism. So he's restricted visas for birth. It had 2 orders: restricted visas for birth tourism. Basically, you're pregnant, no can do. And I think that's great. I think if anybody's pregnant, especially after a certain, maybe 6 months, they shouldn't be here. Well, actually, when you think about it, with some people like Canadians, they're allowed to stay here 6 months automatically. So if we let them in 3 months pregnant, they could feasibly have a baby here very easily, illegally. So let's see how this goes. He's basically saying if you're a terrorist or you paid for this birth tourism stuff, then your anchor babies don't work. This will go before the Supreme Court. You can bank on that. What you say, guys? Oh, hi, Tony. Good to see you, Tony. Okay. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Trump being more than fair enough in this whole birthright citizenship? I think he is. All right. Now we're going to run through some quicker ones. President Trump declared this week that 275,000 illegal aliens have been kicked off of the Social Security system. I mean, can you believe this? My ex-husband was a brittle diabetic, almost died in my arms numerous times, and Social Security denied him disability numerous times. But we were paying 275,000 illegals from our Social Security money that you and I paid in, guys, our whole life. And so Trump just canned that, okay? So they're kicked off. They can't get our Social Security benefits anymore. No wonder we're running out of Social Security. So that was one thing that was pretty substantial. Oh, then there was a guy in East Baton Rouge, which is Louisiana, in a parish school's superintendent, Lamont Cole. I happen to have this dude's picture. Guess. Okay, Lamont Cole, here he is. Looks reputable, doesn't he? Okay, well, he was arrested. He was just arrested for accepting at least $40,000 in bribes to steer nearly $600,000 in public contracts. He was indicted on 5 felony counts, including conspiracy to commit public bribery, money laundering, and malfeasance in office. So they're throwing a lot at him. And this is part the Louisiana Attorney General, Liz Murrill, has got this ongoing corruption investigation. And boy, I'll tell you what, if anybody needs it, it's New Orleans, although Minnesota and the rest of them have taken first place now. Anyway, these contracts, as this guy was selling, basically, involved city parish programs like blight remediation and the Healthy City Initiative. And some of these were funded by the American Rescue Plan Act, which was part of the March 2021 deal to help individuals, businesses, and governments recover from the economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic. I lost my whole business, guys. I lost my real estate brokerage over that. Actually, it wasn't over that. I was already back in Tarpon Springs. I lost my real estate brokerage over the BP oil spill, and I didn't take any government money for that either. I don't want none of the money. Give me my Social Security. If we have some kind of remunerations coming, I'm all for that. But you know, I don't want these disaster monies. Anyway, there's text message evidence of this guy taking the bribes for this money. So that's how it works. We have all of this money coming in. Millions and millions of our tax dollars coming into the government for all these benevolent programs, children, animals, old people. It's always a heartbreaker where the money goes, right? So all of this money's come in, and basically, and we saw it at the FDA when I first got into the FDA, they were basically buying drug approvals. It's a huge scandal on generic approvals. They were just pushing them through and giving them the bribes. So anywhere there's money, there's anything that's worth money, people are going to take bribes. And that's the problem that we have. So we have to have other kinds of remunerations for people. Okay, so that one there. So that guy just got busted. Another official got busted. Isn't that great? Here's another one, which this has been on for a little while, but it just came up as recent. So I don't know. The Trump administration kicked 1,076 fraudulent, these are the providers in California out of the Medicare program completely. You're out of business. Because trust me, guys, no medical operation, certainly not hospice, can possibly operate without taking Medicaid and Medicare. That's just not, it's just known in the industry. That's why when ACA comes around to hospitals and stuff, and they do their inspections, the whole hospital is like on major alert. Hey, Tahoe, how you doing, beautiful? Let's see. Oh, she'll be in and out. Okay, you'll be in and out. Okay, you doing okay? You didn't send me your email that I saw, so send it to me if you want to talk. I hope you're okay. Because I don't want to talk about your stuff on here. Okay, so let's see what else we got here, guys. All right, so those hospices are off of the Medicare program, and that's bad. 5 drug cartel members were arrested for drug operations. They had their own hitmen. Can you believe this? These aren't your 60s pot pushers, you know? These people have their own hitmen. 2 of them were also involved in fraudulent schemes against that were targeting elderly. So the DOJ has extradited and secured convictions so far against hundreds of drug cartel members. So if you think nothing's happening, you're wrong. Tom Homan, he just announced that so far 145,000 children have been rescued in just the last year. Wonder how many of them were within our system. Okay. Mosques. Everywhere there's mosques, guys. I'm going to give you a little idea of what the problem is here. I had a post on X, and I put something about, let me see if I can pull it up. I put something about these hijabs, or is that what they're called? Hijabs that people are wearing? And let's see. Yeah, Susie, she liked what I said there. But here, let me first tell you about this, right? So I put something on there. It wasn't horrible about the hijabs. Here we go. Let me go back to the original thing. It was a post, and it had a picture of 2 women. Here you go. Let me show you. Hold on. And then this is going to lead me into the whole mosque and how many there are and whether you have any in your states or not. Let's take this and shut that off. All right, let me show you this, guys. So here's the thing, right? So this post was placed here, and it said, photo taken yesterday of voters in Dearborn, Michigan. Now, does this horrify you, or am I the only one? So what I said is, this is BS. Anyone wearing that garb is not compatible with modern or historic America. They have no place here. So then this person, John Morrisonian, says they're participating in democracy, the most American thing there is. What they wear is their choice. Well, that set me off, as you could see. He only responded with, okay. Here's what I said. I said, here's the problem with that argument, John. Islam is not a democratic society. Look it up. Islam is a monotheistic religion, which means their religion is the only religion in their beliefs. That is completely opposite from a democratic society. If they want to flee that oppression, then they must assimilate to a democratic society, which also has rules that were made by American citizens through their selection of representatives. Secondly, regarding the hijab, why is it a foreigner's choice to wear a symbol of oppression, but a U.S. citizen can't wear clothing that has anything to do with MAGA, Trump, or the American flag? Similarly, why is it okay for them to cover their entire head, but it's not okay for ICE agents to wear a face covering for their protection? I said, perhaps you are too young to realize that undercover law enforcement agents have been around for decades. It's for their safety. Not covering your eyes, let alone your whole head, has been standard safety or security measures in banks, airports, and other establishments. That's why it's not their choice in America. Can you imagine walking into a bank and everyone was incognito like that? I mean, imagine that, guys, walking into your bank and people, not just them in those outfits, but all kinds of people. You got a guy in his work outfit and he's got a bag over his head. You got, all these people are in bags over their head. It's like, this is insane. I said, and this is a true thing, guys. One of the biggest fears we had in pharmacy, retail pharmacy, was a holdup. I started a job where the pharmacist quit the week before because he was held up. So it's a fear and it's real. And I said to him, I worked in fear of being held up in pharmacies for most of my life. If you or anyone walked up to my counter wearing a mask or cover over their head, I'd call 911 for my safety and the safety of my staff. And that's true, guys. I would have. They also do not have the right to shut down streets, marry 9-year-olds, or chant through loudspeakers in America. Can you tell me why Americans should compromise their quality of life and safety for foreigners who openly state they hate America? And as you can see, his only response was okay, which is the standard when you're talking to these people. Okay, I'm skipping around. I might be. Hold on. All right, let me check. I'm going to check some comments here, guys. Blah, 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 blah. Social Security is being manipulated. You were thrown off for 8 months. Just got some money. Almost lost your home. I remember that. I remember when you told me that. So it all worked out good. I'm glad to hear that. There's our sweet Tahoe. Proof ID. Yep, proof ID. Absolutely right. Only if you want to buy groceries, though. Still fighting them. That's awful, Patricia. So sorry. Tahoe, things work out. She was in real bad shape when I first met Patricia on here. She was in real bad shape. Things work out. Keep the vibes up, people. They will never pay me back what they owe me. You don't know. And will it be necessary if Nasera comes around? Who knows? Let's just keep what we've got. That's not much money for a disability at all. That's not much at all. It's horrible. Okay, so but try and keep, you know about the vibes, baby. I don't have to tell you. Oh, your daughter paid your mortgage, so you've got your home. And this is the one with your hubby, I would imagine. Okay, that she lost to COVID. Happy says that sucks. I'm counting my lucky stars. You're still getting yours each month. And mine is retirement. It's not disability. So that's something different. I get my retirement every month. In fact, it's going up. It's gone up significantly. Tim busts his butt 60 hours a week. And between my small state pension and my Social Security, I'm making more than he is on just those things. And he works 60 hours a week with time and a half for 20 of them. Is that absolutely insane? That people are working so hard and making nothing. Just terrible. But I'm so thankful. I don't know. Is my internet bad, guys? Tell me. I don't know. I think Social Security uses this Chevron doctrine, even though it's been removed off my soapbox. Hugs, 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 hugs. Look at our beautiful Tahoe. Tahoe. Everybody send Tahoe some love. Send her some love. She needs some help with us. Best wishes, Tahoe. Wishing you well. Lots of kisses. All right, so let's go back to where we were here in this mess up. All right, now the mosques, right? So that's the encounter that I went through on X with these hijabs and stuff. Okay, and let me tell you, here's the numbers, guys. It's bad. I'm going to put this up there too. How do I close that? I don't know if I can get that out completely. All right, I'm going to read them off. So far in the United States, guys, there are 3,128 mosques already. 3,100 mosques in the United States. California tops the bill with 313. Next is Texas, 283. New York, 194. Florida, which shocks the heck out of me, is number 4, 181. Illinois, 171. Michigan, 157. That's all of these are expected. Pennsylvania, 155. New Jersey, 152. Virginia, 131. Minnesota, 114. Ohio, 107. Georgia, 106. North Carolina, 96. Maryland, 93. Washington State, only 79. That's unbelievable. Massachusetts, there you go, Patricia, only 76. But that's still a lot. It's not a huge state. Missouri, 57. Indiana, 55. Connecticut, 53. They don't want them there in their state, do they? Tennessee, 50. Arizona, 47. Kentucky, 42. Louisiana, 42. Wisconsin, 39. They don't like I guess they don't like going up against Louisiana. They have a lot of Cajuns there, which is a whole different voodoo type culture. 39 in Alabama. No, I'm sorry, 39 in Wisconsin. Alabama, 32. Colorado, 31. South Carolina, 30. Can you believe this, guys? I would think 2 or 3 if I hadn't seen this. Iowa, 25. Nebraska, the breadbasket of the country, 21 of these mosques. Oregon, 21. Mississippi, 20. Kansas, 20. Delaware, 18. Arkansas, 15. Nevada, 14. Utah, 14. New Mexico, 11. Oklahoma, 10. Idaho, 9. Rhode Island, little Rhode Island, 7 mosques, guys. West Virginia, 7. Maine, 7. New Hampshire, 6. North Dakota, 6. South Dakota, 5. Wyoming, 3. Alaska, 5. Hawaii, surprising, 4. Vermont, 2. And Montana, 2. 3,128 mosques, guys. That's really scary. That's really scary for me. I don't know about the rest of you, but let's see what we've got here. Tahoe, it's insane. My loved one that passed unexpectedly was working crazy hours too. Then to pass like that was heartbreaking. I know, sweetheart. I know. I know. That's why I have a younger one. No, I'm kidding. Actually, he works so hard, but it's kind of, we get along like two peas in a pod. We really do. And boy, this is the best relationship ever for me. But that's the one thing that is difficult when there's such an age difference and one isn't retired and one is that, you know, I'm retired. I want to enjoy my time with my sweetie. And he works constantly. If we have an hour together at night, it's a big deal. On weekends, he's beat. So that's the only thing. Otherwise, you know, it can work. These relationships we have 15 years difference. He's my daughter's age, actually, which pissed her off totally. She thought she was getting an inheritance. And then she said, I married somebody her age. So anyway, so that's the only thing. I wish we had more time together. Yours is retirement only. And they cut that off. Oh, that's right. So Jim died and they adjusted it $500 less. You couldn't take widow's benefits because that was less for me. But boy, I got more than $200. Something's not right there. Something's not right. Yeah, the Catholic Church has sold. Have they really? The Catholic Church has sold properties to the. Well, remember I showed you last week what they're doing is what any theme park has traditionally done. It's called land banking. And they have these corporations, these shell companies, and they buy land all in one spot. So when I had my real estate brokerage, I used to look for sales, boom, 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 even if they weren't the same owner, a bunch of sales for no other apparent reason in one area. Then it looked like, and then you'd go to permitting and see if there's some kind of permits going, but that's how they hide what they're doing. And these darn city councils are not putting them on the agenda for these hearings. So people don't know. It's horrible what's being done. Absolutely horrible. All right, let's see what else I got here for you. So the FBI reported that last year alone, 715 planned terrorist attacks were disrupted. In just 30 days, we stopped 4 more targeting communities in California, Texas, Florida, and New York before innocent Americans could be killed. So, you know, I hate it. It's kind of weird, guys, because California, New York, yes. And Texas, okay, we get it. We're seeing it's right on the border and all that. But where I'm at, it feels really safe in Florida. I mean, we're allowed to carry weapons without a permit, without concealing it. We feel very confident that if someone breaks into our home, that we have a right to protect our property. We're not fearful of that. You don't see a lot of the Muslims, although Tim has told me he's out riding the neighborhood, and he said just recently he's seen 2 of these Hamas flags going up. And that's how we know what the narrative is. We need med beds. Oh, no. Did you call your doctor, Tahoe? Just tell me yes or no. So anyway, we don't see it here in Florida so much. We see it in other places, but not in Florida. But apparently Florida's it's all down in the Miami area, guys. So if you come to Florida, don't go to Miami. It's scary. I don't even go there anymore. I worked there once when I worked for the state and had to go there and was scared the whole time, carrying guns. Okay, so ICE made over 51,000 illegal alien arrests during the month of July. That was an average of 1645 a day, and the highest single month of arrests since the agency has ever recorded. This comes after about 43,000 arrests in June. So 43,000 in June, 51,000 in July, the highest ever. They're jamming, guys. They are jamming. Okay. How we doing on the chats? It does feel much safer, doesn't it? No mosque, symbol of terror. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, Tony, what I told those people. I mean, they don't want democracy. Their whole lifestyle is not a democratic lifestyle. So to say that, them getting to wear these things are the epitome of them exercising their democratic rights, that's not why they're doing it. Yeah, it does. Polk County. Well, with Sheriff Grady Judd. How many of you guys that aren't in Florida know Sheriff Grady Judd? This guy's hilarious. He's a sheriff. He goes on almost every day. He's kind of funny. And he does a press release and he shows pictures of these perverts and these people that they've arrested. And I mean, he really embarrasses these criminals. And exposes them. And if there's somebody looking for him, people look for Sheriff Judd's reports every day, because if there's somebody missing, you want to know, especially if you're in that area. So you're right. You make a really good point there. He exposes a lot of them, but there was just one that he exposed that was caught in Bradenton recently, which isn't too far from me. And I know they're all around me as well. I know that. We have one house that we see that has got in our neighborhood, and we're in a deed restricted neighborhood, but they have like 6 cars. It's got to be a rental parked all over the green lawn. And then finally we saw, and they're all some kind of foreign. It's like 20 people living in this 3-bedroom house with cars all over the place. Something's up, and we think they do Uber, because we had not Uber, one of the other ones, but we had some food delivered one night, and one of the cars that we saw showed up with one of the guys. So they're doing Uber. You heard about that shooting by the Uber guy who was illegal, had a stolen car. I don't know if you heard this, but an Uber driver stole a car and then pulled a gun on cops. So just saying, boy, it's getting scary, isn't it? CARE Muslim Brotherhood. Okay. Oh, you lived in Davenport before, Polk County, and you loved it, huh? I would miss the beach, but sounds like old Arizona sheriff. Yes, you're right. I remember him. Arapaho or something. I remember him. He made inmates wear pink garments, and when they complained about the food, he would say, "Then quit committing crimes in our country." Is he still around, or did they get rid of him? I remember that guy with the pink garments could you imagine these men that are all pumped up on testosterone in a prison, all wearing pink? Hilarious. Love it. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, I'm getting close to the end here. All right, so there was in Kentucky, a Network for Hope just got decertified. Okay, this is bad, guys. And I don't know if you've heard this or not, but it's been coming out an awful lot. Numerous people have been online doing videos of loved ones who were told that they were brain dead, and these and they were organ donors, and the organ facilitators, these companies that matched up the organ donors with the hospitals, would come in and Trump pardoned him, and they would push the family into donating the organs real quick. And this one guy, family members, and this isn't one, guys, this isn't one case. It's numerous cases of family members saying something's wrong. Some of them lost, and some of the doctors, when the doctors showed up, refused to do it because there were signs of life still. The one guy, you could hear the guy moaning every time she brought the knife near him. So I'm changing, and it's sad to say, and please don't judge me for this, but I am going to change my driver's license after seeing this, from being an organ donor, because I don't want to be cut on before my time, you know? But so what happened was they decertified this company in Kentucky called Network for Hope, because they clearly ignored signs of life in patients that were lined up for organ harvesting. And they pushed forward anyway. The federal review, there was a federal review of this company. Nearly 1 in 3 cases examined were a complete failure. Repeated breakdowns in judgment, 0 accountability. Real people almost paid with their lives. It's not a paperwork error, it's pure evil. And anyone involved, President Trump said, needs to face real consequences. So that's so sad about the whole organ donation, because I know I've had Make-A-Wish children that had organs. Actually, the ones that I had that had organ donations got them from family members. Most of the people I've seen that had them, but yes, there is some. But when you consider this big hullabaloo, oh, Tahoe changed hers too 2 years ago. I know, I don't trust them either. I mean, can you imagine in your situation, Tahoe? They'd be like ready to take your organs. It's terrible. I don't trust surgery either. Exactly. But so far, no other option. Okay, well, if you've got to have it, you got to have it. Like I said, email me. So anyway, these organ places, there was a movie or something that we saw recently also about this. I want to say it was Angel Studios, and they did something. Okay, so the last thing I have here that I brought up was Chief Justice John Roberts. I just want to, there's a lot circulating about Chief Justice Roberts, about his children, where he got his children. Same with Amy Comey Barrett, or whatever her name is. But John Roberts earns $320,700 a year as Chief Justice. The others earn slightly less. He's worth roughly $17.3 to $61 million. Now, $320 is a healthy salary, guys, but not for a $60 million net worth. Sources such as Forbes have said that his net worth is about $25 million as of 2025. Now, he has growth funds, in between $1 and $5 million in Vanguard. If you guys know about Vanguard, you know about that. So all I'm saying is, I don't think our Supreme Court justices should be worth $60 million. Maybe $1 million or $2 million if they invested wisely. I'm buffering. 2 minutes behind now. Anybody else am I buffering for? We don't have our rains yet, but we do have clouds. Well, usually though, we're really good. We have fiber optics. Okay, let's see. All right, let me know if I'm buffering, guys. Trump pardoned that guy. Good. Oh, so they busted that guy, that sheriff that was putting the pink outfits on him. Unreal. Donor status. All right. Yeah, I know. Get the surgery. Get it out. Get it out. It's buffering again. 2 minutes behind now. I'm sorry, Donald. I don't know what to do with it. Okay, so Tahoe says there was a huge bust that happened years ago when she still lived in Arizona. The FBI raid discovered these families that loved ones' bodies were donated to medical science were discovered. I remember that, in horrible conditions, so bad. Yeah, they weren't buried and stuff, right? If I'm not mistaken, I think I remember that. The things that happened, guys, authorities were sick, traumatized. It's on YouTube. Yeah. The things that happened, wait till they find out what happened in New York with, and this is alleged so that you understand. All those people in nursing homes, I mentioned this before, were allegedly dumped into mass graves. They were put on trucks, in refrigerated trucks from the nursing homes. The employees complained about it. The drivers were whistleblowers about it and refused to drive. It was a big thing going on back there. And, you know, I don't, how do we stop it, guys? All we can do is what we're doing. Let me just check something here. What's that? An excellent post. Oh, okay. Yeah. She was saying about that one about the Muslims. Susie Q was. She said it was an excellent post. Thanks, Susie. I kind of like X. I don't love Grok, but I kind of like X. So now you say they were sick and traumatized. It's on YouTube. You know about the Wiener laptop, right? Where we talked about it last week. The ones that saw Wiener's laptop are either all dead. The grown men vomited from it. It was just absolutely horrible. The thing, I don't know how we're going. You're not buffering. Okay, good. I don't know how we're going to overcome it all. I just know that there is a plan, and it's not a haphazard plan. They've been doing it. They've been working on it for a long time. Yes, we're getting a lot of resistance, but we expected that. We expected that. If you don't know, we're still expecting a false flag. Wiener saved evidence to save him. Right. Exactly, Tahoe. That was called it was under a file called insurance, I believe. And he had a lot of dirt on Hillary. And that's coming too. I don't know. I just finished recording a video that'll be up probably tomorrow, maybe later today. The reason I have to hold them off after the full videos after the live stream is because we're getting some thunder. Nice. If I post, like if I were to post that video on Fauci and AIDS and what he did in the AIDS epidemic, and then did a live video a half hour later, then that video that I spent 2 days putting together there would move down and the live would go in front of it. And the lives don't get nearly as much traffic as the other ones do. I don't know why. I haven't figured it out yet. Anybody know, feel free to tell me. But so anyway, so I have one coming out about what Fauci did with AIDS. And I remember that, guys. I remember that so vividly when that all happened, because I was in the field of medicine at the time. It was heartbreaking. I told you the story about Darren, I think his name was. Still remember that so many years later. But and I worked in a AIDS research institute also for a while. But you're going to see from this video that I'm doing. Oh, hey, sweetie. Tim came, I guess, he's coming to get his bike or something. I don't know what he's doing, dropping something off. But so anyway, what Fauci did is the same thing he did with COVID, the same playbook exactly. In fact, he set the foundation for COVID during AIDS. And so that's going to be a really good video that'll wrap up Fauci until he is neutralized, let's say. And that better be more than a ticket for contempt of Congress, I'll tell you that. So so that one's coming up. The SAVE Act, we're still trying to get that done. Let me just check the news. Pop in anything that you want to see there, guys. I thought I prepared a lot for this one, but I guess not, huh? Let me see. SCOTUS wire in a 2-to-1. Oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. In a 2-to-1 vote, the D.C. Circuit blocked Trump's plan to build the new White House ballroom. Isn't it almost already over? They ruled that the administration cannot demolish the East Wing and begin above-ground construction without authorization from Congress. Pico, Daddy will be back. What a bad doggy you are, Pico. Can you see him? No, he's being a jerk. Pico, show everybody what a Pico, Pico, Pico. You got to love them, huh? They're worse than kids sometimes. But oh, so now they're trying to stop President Trump, and it was a D.C. Circuit Court. Nobody, no authority of the president. SCOTUS has said it. Now they want Congress to approve this thing, this ballroom. That isn't it almost done? How much further does it have to? How much more? How much more is required to finish the ballroom? Like I said before, I think that ballroom had to come down. It was one of those things like Eyes Wide Shut. If I'm not mistaken, I think there were a lot of ritual events that went on in that ballroom. And rather than destroying the whole White House, they chose to just destroy that ballroom. And I'll bet you anything it had underground stuff. We talked about that a little last week. You think, Dan? I looked into that. There was a problem with that. Somebody said that once before. I'm with Goja now. Who is Goja? Who is Goja? What is Goja? Goja Piotrowski? Oh, this is Poland. Poland. Gosh, you guys teach me so much. Are you talking about Poland, Mark? Because I'm with him too. I'm with him too. I did something about this Joe Biden long dead daughter thing. Naomi, I remember checking that. Pico, you're making this very hard. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come with mommy. Come here. Daddy's coming home. Yeah, mommy's got you. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Mommy's got Pico. Hold on. There's Pico. All right. Sit and be on the show. Okay. Be on the show, Pico. There you go. Okay. Be a good boy. So, Goja, that's Poland, right? I agree. I did something about Naomi Biden, and it's not her. There was the time frames were not right. We're seeing a lot of stuff then on like, you know, from these so-called truthers and ex-QAnons and stuff like that. That like I said, I think many of them were planted. So I did check that out, and I don't think that is the case. Now you're talking about clones and people that might be dead and all that. Yeah. I don't think she is. I don't think she is. However, there is a problem with her children. And I forget what that was. She got those kids through an adoption agency or something that Epstein was involved with. Something like that is what I heard. Haven't checked it out. But I believe they were. All right, you going to lay down and be a good boy now? Come on. Mama can't work with you there. Mommy can't work with you. Let's just check one thing. Did Amy Coney Barrett and Justice Roberts adopt or surrogate their children? Let's see. That should be an easy one. Now, see, oh, they both adopted. That's what I thought. They didn't use surrogacy. They both adopted. Amy Coney Barrett and her husband have 7 children in total. 5 biological and 2 that they adopted. Guess where? Who has it? Who knows where they adopted the kids from? This is the problem, guys. Come on, anybody, put it down, put it down, put it down, put it down. Come on, come on. Nope, that's it. Yeah, I heard about Kayleigh McEnany. Was JFK's daughter. She looks like his wife, I'll tell you that. Anybody know where Amy Coney Barrett adopted her kids? Come on, guys. And his son is the other guy. Forget her name. Nope, not Ukraine. Hi, Shelly. Not Ukraine. It's one where a lot of the kids disappeared into a rescue operation. Terrible hurricane. And we can't get rid of them now. Yeah, Kayleigh McEnany. Have you guys heard that one? That Kayleigh McEnany is the daughter of JFK Jr. and his beautiful wife. I forget her name. Haiti. Den's got it. Yep, she adopted her kids from Haiti, a.k.a. Hillary's operation is what many believe. So she got hers from Haiti. And John Roberts and his wife have 2 children, both who were also adopted from Ireland. So my guess is, guys, that their sins are, at least one of them, are that they adopted children that were trafficked in some way. That would be a guess. Yep. Can you imagine that? Poor children. I hate to think of what they've been through. Donald, what does that mean? High tide? Tide. It's weird. Your thing is coming up different. You're in the States, aren't you? Yeah, Haiti. You got it right. And then heard. Okay, that's why you heard it. So apparently, Roberts is Ireland, and Coney Barrett is Haiti. Clinton Foundation. Ding, 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 ding. Yep, exactly. That's where their kids came from. So something's going to come out with that. Remember, everything will be revealed, guys. I don't know how. I really don't know how yet, but things are going to be revealed for sure. So, so that's going to be. Oh, here we go on that ballroom. Congressional authorization or a successful Supreme Court. This is how much is required to finish the ballroom now that they're finally trying to stop him, which they've been repeatedly, so that you know, this isn't the first time they've tried to stop him. Congressional authorization or a successful Supreme Court appeal overturning the current block is the main remaining requirement to finish the above ground portions of the White House. So congressional authorization is the main remaining requirement. As of August 17th, a 2-1 DC Circuit ruling upholds a lower court order blocking the above ground construction without explicit congressional approval on the grounds that the White House is public property under congressional control via the Property Clause. The ruling is stayed for 14 days to allow an appeal to the Supreme Court underground work, including associated bunker, security, and related facilities, has generally been allowed to continue. So let's just find out one other thing. Has changes ever been made to the White House without congressional approval? Period. No arguments. That's what I tell the AI sometimes. So we'll see about that. Okay, Clinton Foundation. Let's see what it says. Yep, I'm on the slower one. Waiting for the answer. Yes. Examples include the Truman balcony that was added. So what did I ask? I said, have they ever been made without congressional? Yes. The Truman, many similar interior alterations. So the Truman balcony was made, and Ford's outdoor swimming pool was built entirely with private donations, no federal funds or congressional approval. And that's the thing. He's supposed to be doing this with private funds that were donated for this. Many small interior alterations and functional additions over the decades have also proceeded under general maintenance authority or private funding without specific approval. Huh. Got the county truck out there. I don't know what that's about. So anyway, one other question I wanted to ask it. What percentage of times are approvals, improvements on the White House approved by Congress? You know, and then you sit there and you get all these lies and stuff from the AI too. We're getting back to Amy. Getting back to McKenney. Let's answer this one first. I got a truck outside my house. It's about to rain. And I don't know, maybe it's something to do with wiring, huh? I don't know. All right. So there's no official tally, blah, blah, blah. With the historical, so of course they don't know. For significant structural changes, Congress authorizes almost every such project. Okay. Well, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? That's going to be interesting to see if that's upheld. All right, now let's get to Ezra. They said is JFK Jr.'s son. There's so many Ezras now, Tahoe. But I know what the one you're talking about. Forget last name. Ezra Co something. Ezra Cohen, is it? Ezra A. Cohen. Watnick. Yep. Ezra Cohen Watnick is a national security and intelligence official who served in several high-profile roles during the first Trump administration. Defense and intelligence roles. I remember him. Watnick is what we heard the name. I did. Yes, CO something. Yeah, it's Cohen Watnick. And what he did. Let's see. If I Google, it will lose our live show. Yeah. No, I can do it. You can't Google at the same time, huh? It's funny. I can. So anyway, yeah. So that's his name, Ezra Cohen Watkins, and he was someone in defense. He's worked with the Hudson Institute, the Oracle Corporation, and as the chair of the Public Interest Declassification Board. Are these people descendants of RFK and other people? I think that there is an excellent chance. Now, I can't conclude that they are, but it would make sense, and here's why. I don't think of them as the son of RFK or JFK or whatever. I don't think of them as that. I think of them as plants into the system. And so for that reason, it would be wise. And I'll tell you what, Kayleigh McEnany looks so much like his wife. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a comparison for you because it's unbelievable. JFK. I don't know if this will pull it up. It's the resemblance is remarkable. I don't have a comparison right here that anybody's put up. I ought to do one, shouldn't I? Yeah. All right, let's do this. I'm going to show you the pictures. I didn't want that. All right. Carolyn Bassett Kennedy. That was her name. Okay, so here is, let me show you her. So this was JFK Jr.'s wife, right? And remember her? Very pretty girl, blonde. But she did have that distinctive nose there, didn't she? She had a nose that kind of was very distinctive. And I think that's what people are looking at. All right, now let's look at, I'll do it. No, I can't do it. Nobody's making that comparison there, but you can see her there. Okay, take a look. I wish I had a side-by-side already set up, but I don't. And Kayleigh what is Mechany, that's it. Here she is here. See this, guys? Can you see Kaylee? Does that look like the other one or what? And this is why people are saying it. And I'll tell you what, the genes don't lie. Yeah, there's doppelgangers and stuff, but she does look a whole lot like Carolyn Bessette, right there. All right, that's Kaylee. Hold on. No, I couldn't do it twice. But anyway, so is she, what do you guys think? I believe he's alive. Absolutely. I did that video on it that went over the evidence, showed that what do you call that? The panel, where all the instrument panel was different from his. The one in the wreck was actually different from him. Let's see. Looking forward to this movie coming to an end and medbed celebration. Yes, planted in those positions. I know, sweetheart. You got to keep the energy up. Do your solfeggios. Get out in the sun. It's so hard, but what I can tell you is whatever you're doing now compared to what you were doing 6 months ago is so much healthier for you, and it's going to heal you. You were so, we were all afraid for you. I know Patricia was, because we could sense your level of vibration, and that was very unhealthy. And now you're doing much better, so I'm glad. Do I believe Junior is alive? 99.9%, because I never say absolute. So yeah, I absolutely believe he is. There's a lot of, did you see that video that I did, Tahoe? Let me put that here. JFK alive video. I mean, I went through all the evidence and analyzed it. I spent a good week on this video investigating the clues on this. And I like remember how his body was processed, put on a boat in ashes, and thrown off in less than 24 hours. The ashes don't stop smoldering that quickly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nothing was right in the time frame. They got rid of the body as quick as possible. It was flown all over the place to be cremated, and then flown back to a boat in a time that just was not feasible. They were just, yeah, it's, I'll put it in there. Let me see if I can find it. I could probably find it real quick. I'll put a link to it. Hang on. I need to watch this one again too, because I really went into this heavy. Hold on, I'll have it for you in a sec. Yeah, this one here. We should watch videos together one time. That could be kind of cool, huh? Because I do so many of these that this is the JFK Alive video. I do so many of them, Okay, there's the video there. And I'll put it in the description as well. But yeah, that would be cool to go over some of those. You can't Google while watching either. Yeah, nothing on my phone to watch. Oh, you're on the phone. Gotcha, Donald. Okay. That's why. See, I have an Apple, but I'm not the one to go out and spend $1,000 for a new phone because I'm just too cheap. So I buy them off of like eBay used or whatever. And the last one we got was free from Verizon. It lasted less than 2 years because when I went back and told them it's broken, I needed another one, and they were giving all kinds of people another one, I still owed like $600 on it. I'm saying, wait, this was free when I bought it. Why is it not, why are you charging me? Well, you have to do a contract of so long. So we don't play those games, and I don't use my phone for a lot of stuff at all. Tahoe, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Where are you? You're over in the Midwest, aren't you, Tahoe? Somewhere. Um, I just, she makes such a good point. We have become family on this channel. And yes, there's a core group, but there's also people on the main channel that, for whatever reason, they can't come and they can't do the lives. And that's okay. They comment on them later. But this really has become more of a family than I ever anticipated. And I feel that it got closer when I came out from behind the screen and the voice, the AI voice. Am I wrong there? Oh, you live near Tahoe. Darn. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Tahoe. Huh? Tahoe's cool. I went there once. You have a picture of the three of them on X. Who? What? Oh, wait. Let me go up here. I don't think he's dead, and I believe that they shot a clone in '63. I hope they did. But then I always look at what JFK Jr. said. He kept saying, and of course it could be theater, but he said that he will revenge his father's death. And all of this is kind of like propelled by his anger about that. I'm not sure about that clone, then. I'm just not. Let me qualify that. I remember that I did see a man at one of Trump's rallies that looked suspiciously like a really, really old JFK. So that's what they were saying there. That could be true. Boy, you guys, was JFK shot? But tell me this. Tell me this, because I can't figure this one out. But of course, I can't imagine JFK hiring a clone. I mean, like, how do you find a clone that's willing to get shot in the head and killed? There's more to it. Now, yes, maybe they were dying, they had a disease, they got a lot of money for their family. I don't know, but that's a hard call to find somebody that's going to be a clone for any amount of money to kill themselves, unless they're Arab, I guess. But your phone is a $150 Android. The Android from Metro. We had bad luck, not with Metro, but it's green, the green and white, and it wasn't Mint Mobile, but it was one of those. It was AT&T's cheaper one, and we just were falling out all that. It wasn't working half the time, so we went back to Verizon. But I do like, the reason I need the Apple phone. I used to have Android. One time I did, because I'm set up for many, many years now. I've been set up with Apple everything. And I have to tell you, I'm really glad, because I never, ever get hacked. Of course, I don't go to a bunch of porn sites either, but I just don't ever get hacked. And when I had PCs, my computer was always getting hacked with messages and stuff. So I have to say that I haven't had a virus or anything on any of my Apples in decades. And so with the phone, you can just connect everything and boom, 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 it transfers. If I take a picture on the phone, it just connects into the Apple and everything's integrated. And that's why I keep the Apple phone. Other than that, I would be okay with an Android. Let's see, a new batch of videos and pictures of UFOs. I find it funny they are willing to disclose UFOs and still going nowhere near the disclosure of the giants. It's not time. I think, now maybe I'm wrong, but I think we're going to see some kind of event like I saw in Westminster, Colorado. Maybe. Wouldn't it be really cool if there was some kind of aerial show that was planned, that we were told on an EPS system or EBS system or something, that on this date at this time, there's going to be a showing and a welcoming of extraterrestrial life or something. And everybody looks up in the sky, because that's what I saw, guys. I actually saw them saying, okay, on a phone, Elena was on a phone saying, okay, they're going to flash their lights in a few minutes. And I'll be darned if the lights didn't. Okay, now they're going to move over to the north, and they would. And she was calling the shots. She was clearly, there's nothing that can change my mind. And they were not drones. They were not drones, guys. They were flashing their lights at us. They were just, it was amazing. And that might be how we're going to be introduced to them. I don't know. I just don't think the real guys are going to do it in a scary way. JP said that it will be the Nordics. I don't know where I stand with JP, to be honest with you. I know Dan trusted him, but he's aligning himself with a lot of people that burnt Elena. So I don't want to get into the drama of that, but I'm just always cautious about most people. There was only 2 people that I trusted, and that was Elena and Dan, and one of them's gone now. So I don't know. He said it would be Nordics because they look like us. That's very possible. It's feasible. He has very good stories and he tells it very well. But there may be also the possibility of some kind of aerial reveal. I don't know. I have to. Oh, you're saying that it was time travel. They knew it was going to happen and avoided it with the assassination. That's really cool. I'm going to check that, guys. You give me so much to do. But isn't it wonderful, every little morsel that we find out? So we're not shocked in the end. So they time traveled. They knew that, and let's see, that was back in 69. So yes, they had it back then. And they time traveled. They knew that that was going to happen, and they stopped it. I don't know. Makes sense. We'll see. Because time travel, you usually, everything I know, and that's not a whole lot, is you don't interfere. You can't interfere in any way, but I don't know. We'll check into that a little bit. Anybody else find anything? Let me know. Your Samsung has lasted 9 years. Cricket, that's who we had. That's who we had, Tahoe. We had Cricket, which AT so far so good, but I am not as good with technology. Yeah, see, I needed something that I could do videos on, and I would never live stream from a camera. Maybe I would, but I don't know how to do it. So bring on this EBS or disclose the UFOs for us, right, Mac? I know. Where's Mac today? I know. I only want UFO disclosure. Mac is, I think what it is he has so much knowledge in there that he puts in I think he is a sponge for knowledge. And but he's got issues that he desperately needs help. So I understand Mac is I understand why he wants it so badly. I understand why. And I'm not sure, but I believe it's for a loved one. Bring on this. Yep. We are all lovely sacred star seeds in God's heavenly light. Learning knowledge, becoming higher frequencies, power beings. Now, tell me about that, Happy. Are you of the mindset that, I'll get to you in a second, Tahoe. Are you of the mindset that everyone here is a star seed? Because that's not my understanding. But I don't know. It's very possible that everybody on this channel could be. I believe that that you certainly may be. And I also believe that Patricia may be, Dan may be. There's a lot of people that I believe could be star seeds. But I don't know. I never knew much about it. I never cared much about it. I was just always one to focus right on what I knew had to be done. And I just know that my whole life has led me to this point. And I also have a very, very strong feeling that I have lived in other worlds. And the one I think it is Lemuria. Okay, so, but you're right. I can definitely say we are all high frequency power beings here. We really are. Okay, here we go. Is Michael Jaco legit? He lived in Tahoe, relocated to Florida, supposedly had his head blown off in special forces and healed in the med beds. No idea. I really, really like his demeanor. And like there's some people who I get bad vibes from them. You know what I'm saying? Some people with the screaming. And Nino is one of them. Nino Rodriguez or something, I think his name is. I don't think he's dark, but I think he could easily be bought. And it's just that whole fear monger thing of his, and the screaming and the, yeah, we're all passionate about this. I get that. And I raise my voice sometimes as well. But it just, I just get a feeling. Now, as far as Jaco goes in your question, I agree with Den. He hasn't resonated with me for a very long time. And let me tell you something that I saw years and years ago, and I haven't been able to put my fingers back on it again. It was an impromptu photo. It had Michael Jaco in there, and it had his wife in there. And she had an Illuminati t-shirt on there. And I believe it was the all-seeing eye. I forget whether it said Illuminati or not, but it was the all-seeing eye. And it had nothing like "we hate these" or an X over it or anything. It was what you see when you see people with the tattoos of the all-seeing eye on their neck. You know, it was the all-seeing eye that she was wearing. So somebody as in tune as Jaco is supposed to be, why is... if Tim tried to put something like that on, I'd rip it off of him before he left the house. I'd say, there's no way you're supporting that, you know? So I'm very cautious of him, and I don't bite into everything he says. And also he's in this echo chamber. Remember, we talked about the network of influencers and the whole one scenario and all. They just seem planted to me. I don't believe that 107 is JFK Jr. Is it possible? Of course, anything's possible. He does nice work. This is the problem. When they do nice work and they convince you and they have all of the mannerisms down and stuff, it's easy to fool us. It's very easy to fool us. Whether... oh, okay. I'll get that too. That's funny you said it. I don't know about the Afghan. See, I don't know how long the guy's been on or anything like that. I just know the people that he surrounded himself with and the things that I've seen surrounding him. And let's put it this way. I'm very, very cautious. You know, I have to check. We love you, Mac. Is Mac here? I don't see Mac. I haven't seen him today. But we do love him. We do love him. He's been a part of this community since day one, I think. He was one of the first names that I ever remembered. And, you know I can't give him what he wants, which is the med beds. But I'm not going to lie. And that's another thing. I wanted to go over this. Hold on, guys. While we're here, let me just hit this real quick. So Sky Prince is on again, right? She's back on, and you know, I don't know what to do with this woman, and I don't know how to stop people from being hurt by her. Now she's predicting that the med beds will be released by Sunday. And she's telling people that people with low vibrations won't get appointments, but that if you get an early appointment, you can get one for anyone in your household. So what's to stop me from being a wonderfully beautiful, kind person that rescues animals and all this stuff, and I am victim to this horrible person that beats the crap out of me and my children, but he's entitled to a med bed? You know, because he's in my household. Nothing washes there. She also said that you'll be able to set up in the same sentence as you can get appointments for anyone in your household. And now think of this. So now you want to bring your 2-year-old in there because he's not growing quick enough, and there's people out there dying of cancer. That just makes no sense to me. It's not any kind of humanitarian way to be releasing these med beds. And she said that the same sentence, she said that you can also set up appointments for your pets. Now, granted, they will in all likelihood be different med beds, but still, they may not. I don't know the technology. I never looked into it. If they have the same capabilities in their brain that we do. That's an interesting one. Do pets have frequency following capability? And you know what that is, right, guys? Frequency following capability of the brain, right? and the mirroring of the brain. She then repeated numerous times that nasty people won't get medbed appointments, maybe for 5 years. So if you're crabby, you're out of there. You're screwed, is what she's saying. I can't believe people listen to this. And then she's saying at the redemption appointment, they will give you a new email for the alliance. Okay, guys, there's no way the alliance is going to give you an email. There's no way. The alliance is military, okay? And while military may be have some ability in the security of these med beds, they won't be overseeing them and they won't be communicating with people. I mean, give me a break. Now you're going to have soldiers communicating with us about your med bed appointment. It just doesn't make sense. Let's see what else she said. And so she says, if you have a currency to exchange, not only Zim, you will get an early appointment. So my question was, I've traveled Europe 26 times, okay, and many other countries. So I always keep a little bit of change there. I have some francs, I have some krona, I have some old currency before the euro even came. I have some euros. So she's saying it doesn't have to be a Zim. So I can take these few coins that I have, because how many people out there really have a large amount of currency to exchange right now to get an early medbed appointment? I don't. I just never was into currency. And just, I understand about the currency exchanges and that it would happen if you would, but I never heard that if you had the currency exchange of any kind that you could get an early appointment. So it's almost like she's making this stuff up as she goes along. Then she said that there was one thing she said. So some redemption appointments will actually be at medbed centers, she said. And she said that the medbed centers opened at 5 a.m. last Monday, open to bondholders. Now, this is the Zim bondholders, I guess. You know, I just never got that whole Zim. And I know some of you are anons. If you can explain that to me. I saw it more as part of the currency. Not the currency, the reset, the monetary reset, where the money of different countries was going to be reset at a different amount. I never saw basically where it was going to be some free ticket into med beds. I don't know what she's coming up with there. Then she had a list of med bed centers in countries before they're rolled out to the public, right? And if you are in a country without med beds, then they're going to transport you with a hotel, etc., to the nearest country that is doing med beds. Curiously, she said that those people in countries with no med beds would already have their funds, so they can just go to other countries. So why would they need the alliance to transport them and pay for their hotel? Just nothing. So she named 26 countries out of 195 countries. Only 26 countries that will be doing the medbed appointments before they're rolled out to the public, she said. And she said who they were, but it's all BS, so I'm not going over them. She also, she said Trump has opened it up for a lot more people, as if Trump, oh yeah. So yeah, she kept saying Trump opened the med beds up for a lot more people. You know, does she think Trump is over the entire world or what? Or that Trump is even over these med beds? I mean, come on. We know that they're alien technology by now. Everybody has accepted that. And I personally don't think we have the command. According to Dan, we don't have the command of the energy yet on our own. So I think for my communications with Dan Willis are that we aren't to the point of, there are med beds stockpiled. They're not on Earth, the last I heard from him. But there may be a couple on bases. And we've always said that between us, is that there could be a couple around the country and other places in the world. But certainly there's no stockpiles on Earth. That would not be smart with what they're doing. One bomb, one drone flying over a facility once they locate it, and that's the end of the med beds or a whole stockpile, right? It doesn't make sense to me. So, and the fact that Trump can just wave a wand or snap his fingers and the med beds are released. This is a worldwide, where we go one, we go all. This isn't Trump world, okay? This is the entire world working together. And just the things she says makes me think that she doesn't understand this. But there was even better than that. Now, you tell me why this would happen. So then they start talking about NDAs. And she has said that everybody has got going to have to sign NDAs and quit your job if you're afraid that people are going to recognize if there's too much of a transformation. She was saying all this crazy. If you have a YouTube channel or a social media, cancel your account if you think that you might be violating your NDA after you get your appointment because you're going to look so much younger. I mean, just really, really bad advice, right? So now she goes on and she says that some people may choose not to take their med bed appointment until they are public so that they don't have to worry about an NDA. Now, tell me this. If you got an appointment to a med bed, would you say, nah, I'll wait because I don't want to sign that NDA. I'll just hold off on mine. Okay? Nobody is going to say that. So the things that comes out, okay? She says, once you have your med bed appointment, you can't speak to anybody about med beds at all in any capacity. Or your med bed appointment will be canceled immediately. So you can't even generically talk about them, or your med bed appointment will be canceled immediately. Again, no, where's she getting it? And she had once said that she's going, oh, and here was the thing, the inconsistencies, right? She said that she was going to live stream her med bed appointment. But now she's saying that anybody that lets on that they have had their med bed appointment will lose it. Then she talked about she's in touch with MedBed Central. She had heard that the MedBed, she said she heard that the MedBed centers opened at 5 a.m. last Monday, and that they're only open to bondholders, whales. Okay, what are whales? That's elite. That's the elite people with big bucks, and sovereigns. So she went to, and I don't know what she's talking about, sovereigns. Maybe you guys do. So she went to MedBed Central and spoke to the big boss. Is this woman delusional or what? Who confirmed that MedBed centers are open for business. She's not on anything except Telegram and YouTube. She makes it clear because apparently there were a lot of scam artists that were what do you call that? Oh, I might lose my internet. My lights are flashing. If I do, that's what happens. All right. Still have it. It looks like it's on. Venusians look like us, very much so. You're absolutely right. I know, bad vibes. I agree, Donald. She is Pico, enough. Is Daddy home? Enough. Pi phones by Elon Tesla. You know, I looked on those and I couldn't, they're not available. And they say that, I did that a while back. The holographic phones, they're not available yet. I'll have to look into that again. Maybe they're coming up soon. But all these beds, these homes, the tiny homes, they're not available. You're not missing anything with Sky Prints. Oh, Patricia had never seen Sky Prints. Oh, I don't know, Sky. Well, yeah, you're be glad. Here's the thing. She established herself as the global authority on med beds. She made she grew channels, grew very huge audiences. I wouldn't be surprised if she was up around 1 million on one of the channels at one point. I know she's not anymore, but she can go live. Like, we have a dozen people, and granted, this has only been around a month or so, but she still today, she has predicted med beds and told people, and people got ready to have med bed appointments, and they get so excited that they're going to get it. And this has been going on for, you tell me, guys, how many years? Because I don't watch her regularly, but year after year after year. And then there's been scam after scam after scam of her name, people using her name. and she calls them out and says it's not her. It's just very coincidental to me that people are impersonating her and then stealing. It did come to me that, was she involved? I mean, like, what a great scam that would be. And I'm not accusing her. It's just we have to consider, is it possible that those scams were channels that someone set up in their own name, and then they accused those people of ripping people off and warned them against them after they stole from them? I'm just saying, I don't know if that's what she's doing, but it's just, yeah. Recently, you heard to protect the med beds, they will be underground, military protected. Who knows? We've heard that for a very long time. But then that video came out with Trump, where he showed them being in hospitals and stuff. And granted, he didn't write that, but he didn't create that video. It was a retweet. But there's many out there. And for some reason, he chose this one that showed them being administered in hospitals. So everything's fluid, guys. Remember that. Everything's fluid. Patricia, you're best not concerning yourself with that craziness of Sky. And this is the funny thing, and I'm not a fat shamer, guys, but she was a beautiful, and I don't know that she's beautiful. I think she's not at this point because I don't know how you could lead such desperate people on, giving them date after date. Yeah, get ready for your med bed appointment Friday. I mean, this is the kind of crap she did, you know, and Friday never came. And she continues to do it. And people continue to watch her. Like I said, there was like 400 on her live stream when I looked at it, when I go past it, click past it. So for that reason, she's not beautiful to me at all. But also, she has a weight loss thing, and she's not morbidly obese, but I mean, come on. I would never have a fitness program where I'm telling people how to be fit. I'm 70 years old. I'm not, you know, I don't do it regularly and stuff like that. I have. And if I wanted to, if I needed to, or had the ability to right now, I do have the ability. If I had the time, if I had it's not that. If I quit making excuses, I could probably go up and get myself quite muscular. But she's not. And you don't go on telling people how to lose weight when you're 50 pounds overweight. It's just silly. And people pay. People are paying for that. So I don't get it. And then I'm sure it will be protected. Yeah, they will be protected in some way. What we heard a long time ago, and again, what I heard a long time ago, and again, some of these people have flipped to the dark side. So I don't know if they were BSing back then or what. But I believe there is a frequency scan that occurs, and you will have a frequency scan. But this isn't if you're an angry, mad person, okay? This is, you know, for people that might do harm to the equipment. I don't think it's because you made a mistake, because you had an affair on your wife or anything like this, or your husband. You know, I know that there are, and there's one that I do trust, two that I do trust, actually, additional people that spoke about the frequency scans. And these were to protect the children while they were being triaged after being rescued. And they would move them around. Everybody would have to take a frequency scan to enter. So these are already humanitarians that were taking the frequency scan. Whether everybody that has one, has med bed treatment, needs it, we really never got clarification on that. Patricia says, maybe there's many things to confuse others about med beds so they don't get hacked by bad people. Fog of war. Exactly. Freaking Telegram is 100% slap with scammers. Yeah, I know. I was on Telegram years ago. Oh, there's Tim running in. Tim, we see you, Tim. You're on the camera. Hurry up. Can you believe him in that heavy sweat coat and stuff? He rides his bicycle, and that's what he wears riding his bicycle in Florida, South Florida. I'm doing this, and he won't even come and say hi. She said you must wear black undergarments in med beds, all these details. Yeah, what was that about? What was that about? I mean, I was, Shelly says hi to him.
Hello.
He said hi. Is she on Facebook? Okay. Yeah, she said Facebook and YouTube. I guess maybe she was on Telegram at one point, but now she's saying, no, I'm not associated with it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Oh, Patricia says she just loves Timmy. And Tahoe says, hi, Timmy rocks.
Hello, everyone.
Tell him you want another video from him. What do you want? Drumming? You want rock history? I'm trying to get him to do it, but I'm not pushing him. Takes a while to get started doing one of these things, So black underwear, well, I'll tell you what. No, I shouldn't say this. I'm a kid of the 60s, so try to find the color of my underwear is all I can say, okay? That's all I'm going to say. So I won't be wearing black underwear. It's only coconut water. They want to see you again, Timmy. Encore.
One show only.
One show only, he said. No, on your channel.
Oh.
Rock history. Shelly likes rock history.
Okay.
So some kind of rock history. All right. So anything else? What do you guys got? We trashed Sky Prince now. I mean, I don't like to ever do that to anybody. And like I said, I know there are people out there that have turned, that have huge audiences, that are considered the echelon, the upper echelon. They've been in the UFO. You don't even own black underwear. I know, me neither. I think I might own some, but I have all kinds, but not for going to a med bed. Let's put it that way. So, terrible. I feel so embarrassed. So anyway, I don't even know what I was saying, guys. I don't even know what I was saying. Oh, don't you think if Jaco was former CIA, he's still always CIA? Exactly. And that's been, okay, here's what we have to remember. That, boy, Taha, you made such a good point, sweetheart. That, everybody thinks that just because somebody was CIA, oh, they must be good. Remember how polluted and dark the CIA and the FBI. So to me, that is not any kind of badge of honor that I would wear in this day and age. So yes, if I was the deep state looking for people to go out and be podcasters that were controlled narratives, I would use people from within the organization. Bingo, absolutely. Recently, they started again showing Mother Teresa, Fauci's mother. They're saying that Mother Teresa is Fauci's mother. Is that, I heard stuff about her, but that she wasn't as good as she was made out to be. But I heard it was more with trafficking, child trafficking stuff, than Fauci's mother. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know. Fauci went to, was it Stanford? I think he went to. He didn't go to Yale, which kind of surprised me because we get a lot of these crazy people out of Yale. Father. No, it's his dad. Mother Teresa is Fauci's dad. Here's the thing, guys, I have to mess up my hair here. Anything is possible. You know that, right? Anything is possible. Nothing would surprise us. Nothing. I hadn't heard it. I'd have to go back and here's the thing. Mother Teresa, if you search that, you may find Mother Teresa Fauci's dad. Has anybody looked up to see who officially is Fauci's dad? He went, like 68, 69. He graduated medical school. He must. How old is that guy? He must have gone late in life to school or something. I don't know. I'm going to poke around on that. His dad. Okay. Look at photos, trafficking. Look at pictures. Okay, I will. Jaco tight with Nino. Oh, is he tight with Nino? I didn't know that. And the other one, Scott McKay. Now, Scott McKay, there was a time when Trump, I thought, was tight with Scott McKay, but they always make it look like it's a lot tighter, too. If you remember, Godlutsky was like Trump's best friend for a while there, and you never saw any of that. Oh, okay, Shelley, send it to me. Yeah, let me take a look at it. I think you followed me on X, right? We're friends or whatever you call that. You do think it's his father. No, well, here's the thing. When did she come out? When did Mother Teresa become a nun? So she put on that garb at the age of 18 in 1928. When was Anthony? Of course, you're right. You're right. It changes the dynamics completely when you consider it's the father, because he could have been 90 and still fathered a child. So that really isn't relevant how old Mother Teresa is. Okay. It's going to be a while. So you got a red light therapy device. It's a panel. It works great. Yeah. I have a little one, a portable red light device. And I have a couple things. Not that there's anything wrong with me. And I'll tell you what, I think my nutrition is the biggest thing I do. Because I stopped taking poisons in completely. And I'm so much better than I was 10 years ago, guys. I thought I was dying 10 years ago. But I bought a red light therapy. I also have a biohealer. And the red light therapy does work for inflammation, guys. If you've never done it, Tim and I both used it. And we got this little portable one. I put it in a... I linked it in one of the videos about red light therapy. But I put it on my arm because I broke it and never had it set. And it kind of aches me a little bit. I broke it in 3 places and I didn't want to have the surgery. So I used a vibrational thing instead, but it does pain me some. And this was decades ago. But when I use that red light, it absolutely helps. And sometimes I'll use it on my back too, because apparently I broke my back and didn't know it. So I'll use it on my back also. Can you believe that? I broke my back and didn't even know it. They said I definitely did. Okay, so she's putting on, there's a lot about Mother Teresa on X. Okay. You can't miss it if you see it. Really, once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's true. So you kind of really think you've seen the validation of it, huh? Crazy, isn't it, guys? Did you get the chance to watch Trump's Silent Running yet by Justin Belushi? We had it on one night, I think. And no, I don't remember it because I'm always working while I'm doing it. I almost never sit down and just watch something. Tell me what it was about. Is it worth my time? Justin Belushi. I just don't like I don't like listening to these the problem is, what I have found is there's so much misinformation out there. But they're all feasible, in my opinion. They're all feasible. Just like Mother Teresa. Now, that's a huge one. And I would think there's been so much out there. But some of the new ones that they put out, every one of these takes days to research. So for that reason, I don't sit and watch randomly all of these different things. So tell me if it's good, if it's bad, the silent running. Give me the heads up on it. Cat drumming videos. Tim?
Yeah.
Happy wants you to do some more cat drumming videos.
Okay.
You need to do the monkey video.
GG?
GG, but no cursing. He used to do, years and years ago when I met him, he had a channel, The Growling Gorilla, and he used to put a mask on and just complain about everything. And sometimes he would do the drumming. I told him he should do it for the drumming, but he didn't feel good about it. So maybe you'll get a monkey drumming. How's that? He feels comfortable behind a mask. You heard Scott McKay did a video not long ago saying he thinks he's surrendered by dirty people. Gonna have to go back. You know, boy, Shelley, that is so prophetic, because in that video I did about how they sell their soul and stuff, it's more of a possession many times. And that wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me. There are people, and maybe that's what happened to some other ones, that they were possessed. I just know that Dan confirmed that they were possessed. That not that they were possessed. All Dan says was, sadly, we lost him. And whether that, are they just possessed? Man, guys, how do we prevent ourselves against that? We put that shield around us, because that is an excellent, excellent thing, Shelley, that I really never considered. I thought it was always done for money, or some kind of blackmail or something, for, to save themselves. But there is an element of possession, which many celebrities have said they surrender themselves open, and they leave themselves open to it, and they use different frequencies to sum up these spirits and stuff to possess them. So, new agreement between Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Turkey. So what's the big deal about that? We know that the Crown Prince, the Saudi Crown Prince, big time friend of Trump's. Trump saved his life in Las Vegas there, right? So we know that. Pakistan, I don't know what the deal with them is. They've been, mediating for us for a while. And Turkey, So I heard this was happening, but are they going to? I'd like to see what the agreement is on it. Wouldn't you? We'll have to check that out. I'll check it out. So we need some cat videos, Tim. Drumming. I actually, guys, I did that video. He gives me kitty. You want to put some of your other kitty videos? Can you share other kitty videos? He sends me kitty videos of the cats making food every day. He needs a just plain kitty channel. Very true, Donald. Wait, I missed that. Donald said something. Can't miss it if you see it. Really? And this is Mother Teresa. I can't wait. I'm excited about doing that, guys. Yep. Yeah, he could be possessed, Shelley. That's an excellent way to think about these people flipping. It's a video showing Trump's intention music by Mike and Mechanics. Perfect song for it. Talk about Trump's mission to save all the children. Really? And all the work going on. Okay, great. I'll check that out. That's a good one. That would be that Silent Running movie, correct? Happy knows Michael Jaco personally, straight up. And so he is a good guy, huh? It's something about him. What's with the wife with the shirt? That's one of the major reasons I don't trust him. And plus the whole 107 thing, I didn't know. So yeah, sell us, Happy. Tell us. Now, are you part of that whole network where that echo chamber network? I'd like to know more about that, because I don't want to, if somebody is legit and they have valuable information, I want them to go there. I just haven't felt that. So I would definitely recommend him to anybody, although he doesn't need my help. I just have had a feeling like others have about him. I like the video when we think nothing is going on regarding watch this video. I'm not sure what that is. When we think nothing. Oh, okay. You're talking about that video, Silent Running. Is that it? Yeah, we are watching it play out, and I think one of the easiest things to make us get through this is that um, we we do know it's a movie, and so we're not getting the mood swings, the fear, the vibrational swings that many are getting from all this. So I see. I don't watch him anymore. I watched him years ago. I don't watch him anymore. And like I said, that one picture I could never get out of my head. Ask him that, Happy. Ask him why. What? And don't put my name in there. Don't be in the middle of it. But just ask him. Say, I know somebody that saw a picture of your wife with the all-seeing eye on her T-shirt, and that I mean, that sticks in your mind forever. You know what I'm saying? It was old one. If I could find it, I would, but I wouldn't even know how to search it. But so okay, so we're back on to him. Oh, Happy, you know, Jaco, are you from the Tahoe area by chance? We don't know. He's not answering. Happy, where you from? She's asking you. I had my new plus already, sweetie.
Okay.
Okay, we got nothing going on there. Nobody poking around there, or you're typing and I don't see it. I can't see as you guys are typing. That's the odd thing. I only see when it comes up. So I don't know if you're falling asleep on me or what. All right, so we got, see, that's the thing with Michael Jaco. He really, really has an endearing personality, in my opinion. And that's why I always liked him. And that's why I said I really like his personality. But I also know that that's a trait that they use, that they look for. They look for a podcaster if it's a social media person, they look for somebody that's very endearing and trustworthy, let's say, is on here as Happy. Maybe. Is that you, Happy? No, Happy's got his own channel. We saw them wide awake. No, it's not. Well, that'll be interesting. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time to watch these people. And I don't want to give you secondhand. I think that's the biggest thing. I never want to give you secondhand information. When I see something, I have to go follow it up and see what's going on with it and so forth. So I'm pretty careful about that. All right. So anyway, we'll see. Maybe we'll know more about Michael. I'm definitely going to check out this Mother Teresa thing. I mean, she's gone. Who cares? And that would certainly be a huge awakening if we could pinpoint that down. I'd like to see how much I can find on that. That'd be great. Okay, guys. So Tim's here. I don't know what we're going to do, but he went in the pool in the rain, which I hate that he does. And you guys have a good weekend. I got the video on AIDS coming out and how Fauci, what he did during that whole situation. Honey coming up soon on the other channel, and lots of good stuff. Don't forget, I don't know. Does it help to share these? Maybe we should share some of these, or I don't know. Do something, but share them on your channels because we're not getting as much on it. You can't listen to I can't listen to Nino. I could listen to Jaco, but Nino definitely. There's something about that anger. He has such an anger in him, very much like Joe Rogan. That just I can't expose myself to that. But like I said, Michael has an endearing vibration that I don't have a problem with. He's supposed to be a super, that can remote view. I've heard that too. The Afghanistan debacle was fake, big fake blow up plane, and he never caught the fake jet engine. I don't know anything about that. I guess he got that's when you stop believing in him or something. With something with Afghanistan, I don't know. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't care about that. What I care about is the money, and where's he get his money? I don't know. And how quickly they grow and all that. If you see them grow overnight, now Jaco had a huge following already before he got to YouTube on Rumble, so I could see that happening, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. So, bye, everybody. Look at those hands Donald's got. I love you guys. Have a good weekend. think good things, and let's you heard he was a super soldier. He sells a lot of training programs about traveling. Yeah, so does I bought Tony Rodriguez time travel one, but remote viewing one, not time travel, remote viewing. But I just did one day of it so far. All right, guys, love you. Have a good weekend, and let's see what happens. Usually Friday something big happens, so I got to get on the horn and see if there's been anything new that went down. Okay, guys, love you. Bye bye now. Yep, have a great weekend, guys.